So welcome, Alba. We're
Welcome,
back.
Erika.
And welcome to you guys as well.
Welcome.
We're back after a long period, actually, of a lot of things happening, right?
Yeah,
a lot of things.
a lot of work, a lot of transformation, expansion.
Yeah.
We're just back from our latest facilitator training that we had a few weeks ago now.
I think 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks ago.
2.5 weeks ago we got back.
Yeah.
And we've made it a tradition now. We did it after the last one, and now we're going to do it after this one as well. And we're going to do it every time because it really helps us to integrate, but it also, I feel like it also connects us with the field of the students as well, because we have such a bond and such a connection together from sharing that experience that week. And it's something that for the weeks after a training, you feel like you want to like reconnect and like integrate everything and make sense of everything again.
Yeah.
So it's a way of connecting together again. And also it's a way of anyone who maybe a lot of people actually were supposed to be on this last training and then for different reasons changed to the next one. So maybe they're curious too, and new people maybe are curious too. So
yeah, I think it's a good it's good to recap, right?
Yeah.
Because also for us, a week like that is like very intense. We come back and then it's like, okay, now what? How do we integrate? How do we still connect with the field? Because I mean, it's not like we do the week and then we're disconnecting, because it's gonna be, it's an ongoing process. Actually, we have calls with our students for 5 months after training. So it's still there, it's very much a connection there still.
yeah,
And I think it's good because otherwise you forget how magical it was, right? Because that week is really like, I mean, we cannot even put it in words. It's like such a magical experience, right? And it's just something that it's not easy to talk about, but we're still going to do it.
yeah.
We're going to do it anyway. The week felt like, it was such a transformation for everyone, but it also felt like, if I compare it to other weeks that we did, other trainings that we did, it felt so like flowy. And I mean, I'm not saying that other weeks were hard, but this felt really like, more flowy or something. Like we were
easier.
Easier is maybe a better word. It's not like it was the other ones were hard, but it was like the field was so powerful and so like guided us to everything. And that's what happens in every training. But what I feel is that with every training, the field gets like stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it as well. For us personally as a trainer, what might have, because I mean, we're still human and we were talking about triggers. What might have triggered us before didn't really trigger us anymore in this training. So we can see this expansion and evolvement of us as well in the training. So
Totally.
That's also for us as a trainer to be very grateful of and to feel so blessed that every time we evolve after a training.
It's an expansion for us.
It's definitely expansion, and that's why I think it's so good to come together after a training now after 2 weeks
And recap
everything about it. Because in that week you're such in a high and you're living it, and then in a second it's over.
You're focused on the magic and the training, and obviously the facilitation and the training and the teaching of the students, right?
Yeah.
So actually, normally we don't start there, but let's start with that, seeing as you brought it up. Starting with our own expansion.
Yeah.
What did you feel like? Did you have any trigger points from this week, even if they were small or different? And tell me about how you worked through that or what happened for you. Because I did.
Let me think.
Let
me think about it, because I think that's a good point, a good question as well. Because if I look at myself a few trainings before and now this one, I felt I was there, like obviously Eefke, the person.
Yes.
But also it was way more of I was in it and then out. You know what I mean? So when I was in the training, I was in the training. When I was in the facilitation, I was in the training. I was so present, so focused, which I always am. But this time it was even more.
Yeah, your ego was not in your head going, what about this? What about that?
Yeah, that's it. That's a good point.
I don't like the way that was done, or I don't like the way that was said, or, the ego has problems with things.
Yeah. It felt less of the ego thing was there, because, I mean, obviously everyone has an ego.
Yeah, but it gets really quiet, right?
Yeah. And that's what I felt during this training, that it was almost like the ego wasn't there. And then when you come back in normal life, it's like,
it comes back.
There it is again.
Yeah.
So that's, for me, I think that's the biggest learning point, to continue in that feeling of expansion, of not always having that. And then when you come back in the normal life with your kids and with everything that's going on, obviously in the 3D, which is normal as well. But it's, for me, it's a lesson how to integrate that more instead of separating it, really.
Yes.
Like that separation,
Yeah.
Because it almost feels like two different lives.
And it's not supposed to be.
And it's not supposed to be.
That's so interesting, because I was listening to a conversation coming over here and they were talking about exactly that. So it's so funny how the field is so, it starts to mirror really a lot.
Yeah.
And, during the week, there's so many synchronicities like that, so many mirrors where you're like, that's so weird that you just said that, because I was just listening to someone saying that like an hour ago.
Yeah. And it's almost like people,
crazy.
maybe people that are watching right now are feeling like, yeah, right, you've been talking about this, and this is something set up, and this is like, no, we don't think about these things beforehand. It's just like, same as our trainings, we just go into, and the field is guiding us. So this is what I'm saying right now, which I didn't even think about now. But this is one thing that I feel a lot, where there is a separation, which is an interesting point, because I think also for our students, they will probably have the same
a transition. It's like, I was in the field where all boundaries dissolve and there is a oneness, and everything is so magical, and manifestation happens in an instant, and I always know exactly where I'm supposed to be as a facilitator, and everything flows, right? And then I go back home, and I'm not in that anymore, and I miss it, and I feel all of the frustrations and all of the things that I don't like about my life, or all of the things that make me angry or upset, or maybe that connection that I felt with that group, I long for it in my life and I don't have it. All of these things, it's like that's duality, that separation of like being in that connectivity and then being out of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go on their spiritual journey and they think that's what it is about. It's about becoming more and more isolated. As you experience yourself in this field of oneness more than other people. So then there is that distance, and you want to escape the 3D, right? You want to escape your life.
Yeah.
And you want to live
all the time.
Yeah, you want to live somewhere where you can always be in that bubble. And
the truth is
the truth is that's not the goal, right?
And it's also not possible, because it's, that's what we, I think, talked about in previous podcasts as well, is that the soul comes into the body to experience all the bodily experience as well. Yeah. So it's really about integrating everything. And it's not about separating, like, I want to be there or I want to be here. I don't like that and I like that, because it's not about that. It's really about loving it all. Because without the fear, the anger, all the sadness and all the emotions, like the low emotions, you cannot experience all the highs, right? You cannot, and you don't appreciate the laughters and the love and all the high emotions. And you don't
get your power too, because I think part of the experience of negative emotion is we are moving from being asleep, which does not mean, people think, asleep and awake means you're like into 5D, and asleep means you're into 3D, and when you're asleep, it's that you have the experience of like being a victim of life, being a victim of experience, and you live more in a state of victim consciousness, which means, it doesn't mean you were a victim of something, and sometimes you were. That's not what it means. It means the fear, the anger, the separation comes from that consciousness that tells you, I have no power. I have no power to feel better. Yeah. I have no power to even feel my emotions. Yeah. I have no power to face my life. I have no power to create something different. I have no power to create heaven on earth, right? And part of the awakening process is to realize, hold on a minute, I get so much alchemy of transformation when I learn how to be with those emotions and alchemize them. Each time I alchemize my emotions, I access more of my soul consciousness, which is that realization that actually I am so powerful.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't live in that lower energy anymore, where your mind is so just limited by that like fear or separation. You become this greater consciousness, which allows you to see, actually, I'm not a victim of circumstance. Actually, I can create.
That's the thing. It will show you so much that you are actually the creator of your life.
Yeah.
And that you don't have to be the victim of your perception, of your perception and of your experiences. Because that's what it taught me so much. This work, the Kundalini work, is that you can be such, like, there's not a button to switch on, but it's like being creator of your own life.
Yeah.
So what path do you choose? What do you choose to feed?
What do you choose?
You know, what do you choose? Do you feed the feeling of, oh, why me? Oh, why is this happening to me? And you know, do you make your life difficult, or do you turn it around and say, okay, what's the lesson?
Or do you use the energy of the victim, which is the one you just described? So sometimes what people do is they have this feeling of victim, right? Which is the why me, I will never beat this. Yeah. I'm so like this has more power than me, this situation.
Yeah.
And why me, and other people don't have this, I have this. This is all victim consciousness, right? We all have this. This is not just you or not just me, it's everyone. Why me? Why did I, or if we're into spiritual understanding, why did I manifest this? Why would I choose this? You know? And we're putting on all of that heaviness.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing to actually realize is, okay, if you go to certain type of people, they'll tell you, oh, you don't need to feel that. You need to like raise your vibration.
Raise your vibration.
Right?
Be in the high and the low.
Okay, you need to, you know, realize you're the creator and step out. Okay, great. But sometimes that's right? How? And sometimes that's not possible. And then there is the thing of saying, okay, what if the creator, like I'm talking about supreme creator, not like me as the creator. What if the supreme creator of the field actually has a purpose for victim consciousness? It's actually a gift. Maybe I'm supposed to alchemize victim consciousness so that I can access my creative power. It's like inside this like unpolished stone, there is that gold inside, right? Which is the awakening to the fact that you're a creator. So when you can actually allow yourself to go, oh, let me go all the way into the victim and feel it all, but from a place of awareness. Like I'm observing it, I'm not, it's not taking me over.
Yeah, you're not in it, you're not like,
I can feel it all in my body, all the feelings and emotions. And this is part of why Kundalini work, we say Kundalini work is shadow work. For any of you think you're not doing shadow work, you fucking are.
Oh yeah.
Kundalini work is shadow work because it's somatically, it's bringing up all of your shadows.
Yeah.
You might not be mentally working on your shadows, you don't think you are, but they are coming up. So like what's happening is something like your victim consciousness, you go, let me go and find the gold in the victim consciousness. And then you access your power, right?
So actually what you're saying is to make it more scalable. Like what you're saying is, okay, you see this victim consciousness and you become the observer of that. Instead
the observer
of
and the experiencer at the same time, because you need to actually feel it. You can't just
I mean, you experience
analyze
it. You experience it, of course, because if you're going to be only the observer, you're going to
sometimes people analyze. They do shadow work from a place of just mental.
No, that's not going to work.
So
because you need to feel it,
embody it as well.
Yeah, but you need to feel it. But there's a different thing. There's
feeling
a
and observing.
Yeah, so it's both. It's not only feeling it, because if you're only feeling it, it's like, oh, what's happening to me? It's like, you know, it's taking you over. And if you're only observing it, you might be pushing it away. So what I mean is like, you are feeling it
consciously,
but you are not. You're also seeing it. You're also being aware of
observing it.
So it's not like taking you over and you become the victim.
Exactly.
Right. So that's a thing that's very powerful, and I think it's very, for everyone that does this work, it's very, very important to feel it, because we see a lot of people coming to our sessions as well. Don't want to feel it. Have a session, they love it because it's all in the bliss and everything.
Or they want to have a story.
And then, but also if they are in the bliss and then they come back for a second session.
And they go, oh,
and then that session, I didn't like it because everything comes up. And like you just said, all the emotions,
all the
and
shadow work.
everything needs to come up, what you've been suppressing for a long time, and it needs to come up, and that's where the shadow work begins, and that's actually when you need to come back to sessions to work through that. But a lot of people were like,
I didn't like that.
I don't want that.
That was not a fun session.
I want the bliss. I want the party. I want the,
Yeah.
I want the diamonds.
Those are the best sessions, the ones that are more...
Oh, that bring you so much.
Because they're so deep, and maybe there's a lot of sadness that you were like, I really am surprised that came up. Yeah. I didn't even think I felt anything about that.
That's where the real transformation starts, and that, if you're going back to our training, that's what happens in the training. When you have 7 days with people, you can go so deep, and it's this energy bubble that transforms people, and that's
a lifetime of soul surgery can be done in a week.
Yeah, I love that word, soul surgery.
But it is like soul surgery. Because
but when you say it, I really see somebody like working on, or maybe it's your higher self, like picking out the things.
But sometimes when we're facilitating, it is looking like we're doing some kind of surgery, right? Because there is a lot of pulling and things coming out.
In the end, it is.
Soul
you're
surgery.
working with the energy field,
and you're taking things out, and you're clearing things, and there's a lot of interesting movement happening. But yeah, definitely, it is like, I like the idea of soul surgery, because it's like, when you go for surgery, it's not going to feel good in the short term, right? And it's definitely like...
It's painful.
It's painful.
It's very painful.
And you have recovery time, which in this example would be integration time, is the same as having recovery time after surgery. Yeah. So after a week like this, you need to consider integration time as important, which actually, interestingly, we have an integration call tonight with our students from this training we just did, and we're going to get into all of that integration stuff. So it's really important for us. I guess we realized from other trainings too how important it was that we actually have teaching and facilitation around the recovery part, the integration part. Like if you were going for surgery and they didn't give you any information how you recover, that would not be very helpful or responsible.
Off you go now.
See you now, sort it out for yourself.
No.
And the truth is, we actually can teach about integration, because just from experience, and actually one of the students asked me, and she was what she still is, she is someone who already holds spaces and does a lot of this kind of work already, and she said, oh, do you guys need so much integration after a training, And I thought it was an interesting question. I wasn't expecting the question, so I really didn't have an answer, and I was kind of like, no, not really. I don't feel like we have a massive, big, integration time. But then, funny enough, here we are talking about it. So obviously, and always when I get these questions and stuff, you may think, oh, that's just a student asked you that. I actually think the field asked me that.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, because we were just talking about it. That actually, after the training, we came back, because we're now here 2 weeks. And we're trying to do some things already. We wanted to, because, we have a lot of things to do, and we want to... Like all this masculine energy, right? Yeah. We need to do it, but actually the field is always telling us, no. Integrate more. And then if you don't, the field will actually help you to stop. Like, for example, my car, I had something with my car, then you had something with your car, so you have to arrange all these things where you plan a whole day of
tiredness and different things going on.
Of course, and everything, these small things are like
things that make you have to stay at home and sort things out in a very 3D world kind of way. Like I think I've spent the last 2.5 weeks literally just at home, sorting out stuff at home. Yeah. Even random stuff happening with the house, having to really just stay there.
Yeah, so even if you don't want to, or even if you think I don't need integration, the field always tells you differently, and we listen to it because we need to, right? And that's what we teach our students as well, to really listen, because that's also in our training, because in a training, some people come in a training oh, I want to be a facilitator, and I have already this planned and that planned, and this is what I want to do. And then when they're in our training, the field is actually telling them, listen, this is a different path that you need to walk on. And this is actually going to... No, that's an option, more time, but also sometimes it's different things. That's not being only a facilitator, but doing other things as well, combining things, or doing a different course that you can combine these things. So it's really interesting how this works. Our training is not just oh, I'm going to become a facilitator, No, our training is a soul's calling. It's a choice that you make to come to the training. To obviously you will become a facilitator afterwards, but also a lot of people come just for soul surgery for themselves.
Soul surgery.
And then they come out and like...
And they go, I might actually want to facilitate. I was thinking I'm just doing this for my own personal growth.
We also have those
now
people.
I loved it. They fell in love with the process.
Yeah. Or they're going to do something else. But they make this big decision that they're like, this is life-changing.
Life-changing.
Like life-changing.
I mean, we had people already say they want to, like before we even left the last training, they were like, I'm definitely coming for the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting one
because this were like, it just was like, this is not just because it's our training. We actually would love to attend our own trainings.
Yes, actually, I would love to. I mean, we are in a way, obviously, but it's not as a student. But no, it's true, and we actually had 4 students now that already repeated training, and they all said it like, wow, there's definitely another depth to it for my own journey. And I think that's a really good thing. And I think we need to point that out as well. It's not about you getting your certificate, becoming a facilitator, and now you are a facilitator. No, it's about your own inner journey. It's like you do the work as a facilitator, and the more inner work you do, the better facilitator you will become.
Absolutely.
Because it's all about responsibility and integrity. You are responsible now for that group. But if you don't even have responsibility for your own growth and for your own healing, how can you hold spaces? So that's, I think, a very big emphasis.
It is a very big, and you have to think as well what you're saying yes to when you stand into this work. You're not just saying yes to, I'm gonna like just have a new career.
No.
I think this looks cute, and you're saying yes to something. And a lot of people don't even realize what they're saying yes to when they say yes to it, which is beautiful as well. Because if you did know, sometimes you might
say
fear it too much to say yes. Yeah. But you're saying yes to, and when I think of the ones that have done it, just did it a second time, and I think it's beautiful to watch their journey, because how brilliantly they facilitated the second time around. And it's not about, they just, they didn't listen the first time. It's not about anything like that. What happens is you're saying yes to stepping into an initiation where you're basically asking your spiritual gifts to come in, and you're asking that you be able to give yourself to this responsibility and this path.
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't realize that's what you're saying yes to. But the longer you go on the journey, I can feel it in the ones that are second time around. Not saying the ones that have just done it first time don't have that. They do. But it's like this layer, this deeper layer you start to access, where you realize, I'm actually on this path of service to something much greater than myself.
Yeah.
And these gifts are coming from someplace much greater than myself.
Yeah.
And I have to actually put in my service to unfolding those gifts.
Yeah.
It's not an ego thing of like, I should have already made my money back, or I should have already done 15,000, sessions. Or
no, definitely not.
It's about you're actually unlocking this beautiful ability to hold space and to have your gifts in this lifetime.
Well, I mean,
people. I think I spent hundreds of thousands.
I was gonna say
before I found Kundalini work, trying to unlock myself.
Yeah.
And could not. Yeah. And no one could.
Definitely.
And people promised.
But
this work did.
Yes.
Quite quickly, actually.
For me, it was the first session already. I felt the first session, I was like, it was remembrance coming home like bum. But I'm not saying that that's for everyone.
No,
but it is. It's
a remembrance.
It's a remembrance, and she's actually agreeing.
She's remembering. Good girl, Billy.
It's.
But another one of our students who repeated said that, and I felt that coming through right now as we were talking. I was like, I need to share this. She had said, I have decades of therapeutic experience. Like, this is someone who's had a lot of very traumatic life, very traumatic experiences. She said, I have tons of therapeutic experience, and nothing is at the level of this work.
Yeah.
to actually break through and transform you in such a short space of time.
Yes.
And I'm not, sometimes people get angry and say, oh, you can't promise Kundalini awakening in one session. I said, we never did promise Kundalini awakening in one session.
But it's also
not the point.
It's not about being your Kundalini awakened. It's about you receiving exactly what you need.
Exactly.
And that's what happens in this session. Surrender to that.
This higher intelligence that is going to give you always not too much, not too little.
Exactly what you need. Exactly.
And it's your job to relax and get the control away and be like, okay, what I received is exactly what I needed. So let me receive what I received. Let me actually, and this is why with all of the training as well, when we're talking about triggers, even when I was asking you about what was your trigger, and I can share about my trigger in a while. When you get these opportunities, you need to be like, okay, so I received a trigger. That's exactly what I need. It's not too much. It's not too little. Let me see what gold is in this for me. And every time you will find it. If you look at life that way, that everything is coming to you in a perfect dosage, you will get the gold every time.
Yeah. No, and I think that's actually after our training, that's where the magic starts and where the work starts. And that's also why we follow our facilitators or our students very closely. Because we know how it is. We done tons of work on ourselves, not only Kundalini work before, like you said. We've spent so much money,
so much time and
money and time
on the healing
on our personal journey.
Path and
but actually
trying to find your gifts and be of service
and heal yourself.
And
but then in the end, you find out that it's not about healing yourself, giving your power away to someone else. It's really getting it back into your body, feeling everything, like we just talked about it, feeling everything, and then let it come to the surface. Instead of trying to always, that's what I've been doing like years and years before I was in this work. Like always, like I don't want to, I don't want this. No, that's my mom, that's my dad. I don't want that. That's not me. You know, always doing that. And now, what I experienced in these years with Kundalini work is like, okay,
it's all me.
It's all me.
It's all
me. I am
it's
everything.
All me.
And I am not pushing it away. I'm embracing everything. It's like you encounter your demons and you are just hugging them.
Yes.
And then it dissolves.
Yes. And that's the whole meaning of oneness, is that it's all me. God, I am you are me. Like it's all me.
But it sounds very, very simple, but it's not.
It's not
but
simple.
It's super, super.
And it sounds theoretical as well. It sounds like, oh, that's a nice concept, but that's not real. But when you actually,
fucking real. I can tell you, it's fucking real.
We live it in a touchy-feely, like actual. This is real. Like it's so real. It's I can touch it.
Yeah.
Especially in the week. And when you're in a session, you feel that oneness is always there. Mm-hmm. But it's even more profound when you enter into that oneness for an entire week. And the amount of magic, synchronicities, speed up manifestation, we always have a setup where everyone is placing an intention into the field at the beginning of the week. And, that part is really important. And let me tell you that I'm still in awe when I think about my intention and how things have manifested since the training.
So quickly.
It's
insane.
And I'm talking about things like that. I'm not even talking specifically about me. I'm talking about stuff with other people where they're like suddenly changed, and I didn't tell them my intention.
But that's going back again.
I didn't tell them the change.
No, but that's going back again.
Something shifted in the field.
To going back to you are the creator. So if you change something in your own perception, the outer world will reflect that. So
but I wasn't even aware I changed something in my perception. It's like something, shifted. A greater consciousness took over and went, all right, this is, you're being worked on, because that's what you asked for.
That's what I mean. You're asking for something. You're not, you don't have to even be aware of it.
No, it's happening.
It's happening because you are letting go of that control.
Yes.
And I think that's the biggest change and also different with other modalities, is that when you just give it over and you trust and you let go of the control, because control is something that we've been doing in our daily lives always and always and always and always. We want to control every little part, every little thing. And if you come in this week and you're able as a student to really let go of that control, which for some people is not easy. I think it's not easy. But if you're able to do that, the higher self or the field or whatever you want to call it takes over, and then magical things will happen. So I'm not saying that you were consciously creating a different perception.
No,
but it's happening.
I was being worked on.
Yes.
And I did feel I changed.
And you feel that as well. That sometimes in a session I can even feel that there's being worked on. And the more you surrender, the more you let go of control, the easier it can go. And the easier it is for the facilitator as well to take you deeper.
Yes.
If you're not able to do that, it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be
It just takes longer. I feel like the people that really want to maintain control during a session, and that's normal. I think the thing is as well...
Because we're so used to always having that control, right?
And it's about safety too. Like people that are trying to control, it's because they don't feel safe. So they're trying to create safety. That's what the control is about, right? Yeah. So for a facilitator, if you have someone who's really always trying to control and they're not able to surrender, there's not that much you can do to push that process. They just have to have patience, and I think you have to have patience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because the more you push someone who's trying to stay safe, the more they're going to close.
The nervous system is going to close.
Exactly.
It's not going to work. So, but that's actually what we
you
got
can
back.
create spaces that are more safe, and you can continuously create. What you're trying to do with people that don't feel safe and they're very controlled is you're trying to re-educate their nervous system that it's safe.
Yeah.
So that takes time sometimes.
That does take time.
They need to see day in, day out, and maybe 7 days is not long enough. Maybe on the 6th day, the shell already starts to crack.
Yeah.
And then they start to open up, but then they're going home again and they have to, but already the process has started and we have to trust in the field.
The process goes on and
that
on
the field is working on them and the field is already re-educating their system. And it's just something that, it's non-linear. It's not like, 7 days, job done, No. It's something that cracks open and starts to unfold after the 7 days.
Definitely. And don't forget, for everyone that comes to our training, they are joining our monthly online, not only calls, but also our monthly online transmissions. So they're getting, their work is still being done, and they can go to different sessions, obviously, as well, but they're getting that as well. So it's an ongoing journey. And I think the journey after that week that you come, then the journey starts.
Yes.
And we are there as well to guide that.
Yeah.
And I think that's also what makes us different, maybe. How we that's also what, I mean, I'm not saying that we are doing that, but I'm saying that that's what we are getting back from our students, is that we're creating this space in such a safe way and a different way of preparing the space and everything, because we put so much emphasis on it.
Yes.
And that's such a different way of facilitating than when you just come in and you do your thing and move bodies on mats. And it's about what do you do before, what do you do on yourself, and how do you maintain your own work as well, right?
That's what makes you a great facilitator.
Yeah, 100%.
Because moving bodies on mats does not make you a great facilitator. Actually, that's kind of easy to do.
Yeah, that's what makes the spiritual ego grow.
Yeah.
Right?
It's easy to be bombastic and be doing all that.
Has nothing to do with the real work.
And one of the things we really teach is you need to, as a facilitator, as a space holder, you need to consistently be noticing, like you need to be able to observe your own ego, the way it shows up during sessions, starts telling you, you're the best.
You're so powerful.
You're the greatest. Like we like know all about this. We get it too, and it's this quiet voice. We're saying it gets quieter. You definitely don't need to believe that voice. So we always teach as well about the way the ego, the way the shadow is going to show up as a space holder, as a facilitator, and start taking over if you are not aware.
Yeah.
So you need to be aware and be like, okay, thank you, but no, it's not me doing this. I'm not the greatest. This is the field.
Again, it's the same. You're experiencing it and you're being aware of it.
Yes.
And then it's the choice that you make.
Exactly.
Right? Which one are you going to listen to?
So we teach all about this, because so much of being a really great facilitator is all of this other work that people see as, but that's different. That's like shadow work. That's like personal development work. That's like, nervous system work. That's like emotional work. That's all separate. I want to learn Kundalini activation. It's like, they're not separate.
It's everything together.
You cannot be a good Kundalini facilitator unless you have the whole package.
Yeah.
Which is why it's more of a journey than you might think, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I just had this, woke up one day and decided I'm going to move bodies on mats.
No.
Okay, you can,
No.
but what are you actually achieving? What you want to achieve is to be an agent for like the field to work its magical transformation, and that's something that you need to surrender to first in you.
Yeah.
And actually, some of the best facilitators we've trained or we've seen, they have gone on a deeper journey. They've gone on they were ready from day one to move bodies on mats, and let me tell you, they were way more than that from day one. But they have even surrendered to a way deeper journey of their own unfolding.
Yeah.
It has not been something that they were like, boom, I'm the star,
Yeah, no, definitely not.
And some people might be ready to go, and they'll learn as they go, and that's fine. We're not saying you can't start from day one. Like, that's not what we're saying, but we are saying that the process is such a deep journey.
It's an evolving process as well.
Yes.
I mean, if we look at us when we started facilitating and now it's completely different.
It's changing all the time.
It's changing all the time.
Even I don't understand how it's evolving through me because it's not me, it's something else.
No, but I think as a facilitator, and we teach our students that very, very clearly, this is not about us training you to the techniques and how to do it and everything. It's about the purification, to become that pure vessel, to be able to hold that energy in a pure way. Something. Yeah, in a pure and loving way. And that means that you need to keep purifying. Yes. So you need to be keeping your work as well. So it's not about one training and then, no, it's about having consistent sessions on the journey, accepting the triggers, accepting the shadow work, going on with the shadow work, going to different sessions as well. Like we do as well. We have sessions together, or we go on
another training.
Well, I mean, sometimes we're searching for trainings and sometimes we want to attend the training, right? But if we find something that resonates, we go as well. It's not like, oh, we're done, It's a journey. And I think
it's accepting the sacredness of the work as well. Like, it's a sacred responsibility, Yes. You're not just, this is why I say it's not just a job.
It's not a job.
You
it's
are
not
said
moving around bodies.
To a sacred responsibility. And that path is going to start to require you to go through certain initiations. You're going to have to, like some people spent 6 months on grounding because they needed to.
Yeah.
And that was what the field or the energy that's moving through them was saying, sort this out now and for as long as it takes.
Yeah.
And they needed to. And maybe they were still facilitating in the meantime and still doing work, but their priority was, I need to make sure this is okay.
Yeah.
I need to make sure I'm able to hold all of this. And also that I'm not just pushing and pushing and pushing from an ego place, because that's when people end up getting sick, getting their energetic body completely drained. Sliced and drained and leaking, and everything is a mess for you as a facilitator, but because you didn't honor the process of the vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also why in our training we go on and on and on about these things, like how prepare yourself, the space, how you set boundaries, energetical boundaries. It's not about just doing the session, because that's almost easy. We need one day or a few hours to teach people how to work with that energy, right? But it's everything around it. And I think that's so important, or I know that's so important, because we've seen differently, and we know shit can go wrong.
And it's getting deeper even for us every time.
Yeah.
Like we taught this since the beginning, but it's getting more evolved each time.
Yeah.
Because even for us, it's getting more and more evolved. Like we're being taught even more and more, and we're being tested even more and more, because it's a deepening. Each layer gets deeper and deeper and deeper each time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something that you're like, oh, I feel like because consciousness as well is always evolving. So this training and this field is always going to evolve.
Yeah.
So it's going to get deeper and deeper. And actually this work that we call Kundalini activation, Kundalini awakening, or whatever you want to call it, life force energy awakening, this is also going to be going on an evolution. Like, so we need to go deeper and deeper each time. And all of this surrounding work that, sometimes, people come for the Kundalini activation and then they get all of this other stuff, which every time the feedback is like, whoa, this is like life skills. I never knew about energetic boundaries my whole life. Now it makes sense why I had to quit my job, or I had to leave that relationship, or I could never be in crowds, or everything makes sense
just
now.
Clicks. It just clicks. And it's like, oh, why don't we get taught this at school?
We don't get taught it. We don't get taught how to hold space for each other. We're just taught always to
deal with the energies.
We're taught always to jump in and fix the person, jump in and give them advice, or get triggered, have an argument. Like we are not taught how to hold space for each other, even for ourselves.
No, and it's actually weird, because if you think about it, everything is energy.
Yeah.
Everything around us is energy, but also the material things. Everything's energy, and we don't get taught how to work with energy and how to also clear yourself from different energies, because especially when kids, they come home, they're drained, and if as a parent you don't know this, like I teach my kids, and probably you as well, that take a shower, go cut your cords, do these things, and then they come back after a shower. They don't want to, but then when they do it, they're like, oh, I feel so much better now. It is true. It's not something that we made up. So energy is real. Energy management it's not bullshit. It's just real, and we know this, we experience it. And I think everyone that's watching this podcast, or even if you have nothing with spirituality, you feel it.
Yeah.
You feel when you're drained, when you had a conversation with someone and you're drained all of a sudden.
Yes.
And it's because of that. But it's something that is real.
Yeah. People who are like sensitive, highly sensitive, struggle with people, have a lot of friction with people, feel drained after work or after school, or feel like they can't be themselves in groups of people, so they introverted, all of these things. It's about not understanding your energetic boundaries.
Yeah.
If you learned about energetic boundaries, you would be able to work so much easier as who you are in this world, being authentic.
Yeah.
But I think for a long time, I was always like, oh, I'm introverted. And people would be like, you're not introverted. That's, bullshit or whatever. You're extroverted.
But introverted is just, you need to be
recharge.
Alone to recharge.
Yes.
Same.
I think when I learned about energy, and I learned about how to distinguish my own energy from other people's energies, and how to work with my own field and everything, which is what we teach, it just changed my whole life, because I'm always very clear of when I feel like being with people, I'm fully there, and when I don't, I'm retreating. I'm going to my own space, and I don't make any apologies. Whereas before, I felt like I was always a little bit of like, oh, I should go be with that person,
and then you're actually crossing your boundaries.
You're crossing your boundaries, and you're also not being authentic, because then you're sitting with someone that you really don't want to be there, and you're trying to force yourself to say the right thing or be present, and it's not really natural, right?
No, and that's actually very, very draining.
And it drains you, and so I think it's really important. A lot of people may not consider themselves sensitive, but when you sort of point out some of the things, they go, oh, actually I am.
Yeah, actually I am. Or
I'm feeling other people's feelings. Or people are always, using modern language, people always trauma dump on me. I'm that person that people come and tell all the problems, and I'm so drained. This is about learning about energetic boundaries.
Yeah.
This is not, again, this is moving from victim consciousness to creator consciousness.
Yeah.
There is a gift for you in that experience of being always the one that people trauma dump on you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to learn, oh, actually, this is about me learning about energetic boundaries, and this is going to transform my life,
Yeah.
And,
that's interesting.
And then it won't happen anymore.
But that's interesting. I think if you, and we do that a lot, see everything as a test, that we something that, okay, what's there in, what is in for us to learn about, about it, and how can we use that experience to grow? And that's beautiful to see. And I think if you look at our students as well, that's changing for them as well. And they're coming back and telling us their experience, and we see the change in them as well, especially the ones that came back the second time.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about, right?
It was amazing.
Completely different people.
Different people.
Like day and night. Like, wow, And I'm not saying that only that 1 week of us changed them overnight. That's not true. But it's the
integration.
It's the
and
beginning,
everything.
and then it pushes some buttons for them to go on a certain path, and then just completely
then it unlocks for them.
Unlocks. We're there. We see it. It's just. And that's, I think, is
and I think having the humility to come a second time is part of what makes that such a gift.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people will be like, their ego will be like,
I did that.
Now, obviously, we have a different rate for students that come a second time. It's not like full price both times.
No.
So it is obviously better, like it's cheaper to come the second time. But that's just a detail. But your ego will get into like, oh, I should have learned it the first time. Why do I need to go a second time? And that makes no sense. And maybe even people in your life are saying, oh, why are you going again? That's a waste of time
because
and
again,
money.
this is not a training.
No.
This is, I mean, obviously we teach things and obviously you will learn a lot, but this is not a training. It's something so much deeper than that.
Soul initiation.
It's a soul initiation. It's soul surgery. It's a life-changing, transformative
You're
journey.
becoming reborn in that week. You're becoming reborn into your soul self, and it's getting deeper each time. And I think so much of this path requires humility of you, because if you're going to be into your ego and you're going to be like, I'm done, I'm going to higher and higher heights, I'm moving on to the next thing, I'm jumping onto the next thing, I'm jumping onto the next thing. And I'm saying this like that because I went through that phase years ago. I was jumping from one thing to the next, going, I'm going 100 miles an hour. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna be success.
I don't need this person anymore. No, done that, moving on.
Yeah.
And we can only say that because we
did
it.
We're not
about
taking the piss out of anyone.
No.
We're saying it about ourselves.
It's not pointing fingers like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. But it's because it's our own life experience. So we know how it is.
We see the pattern.
Yes. Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, but then the path forces you, like the Kundalini especially, it's so powerful.
Yeah.
And it, like with you, I had that experience first time where I was like, oh, this is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
This is where
it all makes
the
sense.
gifts all make sense. And you're like, oh, my gifts are actually there. It's not something I need to go and seek, right? It's in me.
It's in me.
And
I don't have to put it outside of me.
Right?
It's like here.
And it's like, let me unlock this, all of these gifts that are within.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's a very beautiful point that you're saying as well. It's like, it's you feeling empowered by yourself, and you don't have to give it your power away. And that's something that we teach on as well very, very strongly, is that we are not the gurus.
No,
it's like we are not the gurus. You need to be your own. So we're giving actually the power back of you finding your own gifts and unlocking your own gifts, and taking that power back for you. And instead of always searching for, I need to go there, I need to go there, this person's going to tell me, no. It's actually, of course, we create a space,
and we can guide,
go within,
and we can teach.
Yes, but we create that space to go within and to empower, and then magic happens.
Yes,
and that's really powerful.
Yes, it is.
That's something so
powerful. And anything
powerful.
we can do, it's like you can also do. Like, this is the part about humility. It's like it's getting to that place of realization that, like, if you have humility and you surrender to the path on every initiation and every thing that it's trying to unlock in you, as long as it takes, because your ego will be like, no, I need to be done already, need to be on this level, needs to be reached already by now. And the soul path, if you like the Kundalini, if you are willing to actually have the humility to say, I am in service to this energy that is far greater than me, far more intelligent than me, you will be placed in, like, the more humble you are, the more it's coming for you. Yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So it is that thing that you at the same time unlock so much power, but it has to come in the package of humility.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's gonna destroy something.
Yeah.
A lot of people have drama.
Yeah, but maybe it will help you on the way, and it will help you to a certain point. But then in one point,
there will be drama. If it's feeding an ego thing, then the bubble bursts eventually. Like we've seen that with, lots of people out there in the spiritual world. They get completely ego inflated, and eventually the bubble bursts. So something like this has to be held with humility, which means, this is why I think sometimes when I look at the students that came back a second time, I can see their evolution was so profound. And I think because there is a certain amount of humility that requires you to go again to the same training.
Yeah.
And you are going to get so rewarded from that. Yeah. And I think for us as well, how many times have we been rewarded for having to literally push through the most, like, maybe you just see like you see the top layer of what we do in our trainings or in our life or whatever. You don't see all of the mundane, like, you know, getting our hands dirty, having to push through difficult stuff, having to do all of the back end stuff that is not glamorous.
No.
But it's like the energy is like,
do that.
Sit your ass down and do that, because that's part of it.
Yeah, but I think
that is all part of it.
That's so part of it. And I think that's what people missing here, because most people see the end product, they see the end result, like becoming that facilitator. They see that end result and I want that. But they don't know what comes before, what is the process before to become that.
Yes. And all the times the energy said, go to that place and sit there with one person. Or like, you know, times where you said to me, you know, that's not normally what I charge. I charge something more, but there I am doing it anyway. But the energy is like, go.
Yeah.
Or, you know, whereas your ego will be like, that's not my rate. I'm not supposed to be here.
And those are the most magical moments.
Right? Or how many times we've had online sessions and not as many people showed up, or mostly it was our own students, and we were like, you know, and people would be like, why are you showing up for sessions if you're not making that much from each session? Yeah. And it's like, but it's not about one session. And also, if the energy is telling you, keep showing up for this, and this, and other things it tells us let go of, in fairness.
Yeah, definitely.
You need to. It's not something we're that in control of. And the energy, if you're really, this is why I love this work anyway, it's because it's not this kind of escapist, maybe like very, and we do work with that energy too, with the non-dual space, which is so magical, right? The quantum field and everything outside of the body, right? In that transcendent place. But this energy is so
combining those
energies. It's so corporeal, like it's so bringing that spiritual energy, the Kundalini energy is in the body, right? It's in the 3D, it's in the like physical experience. I feel like the energy is so like about telling you, in the 3D you need to do this, and this, or that shit's not going to work. So stop trying to skip steps, just do it. Yeah. You know, keep going and have faith and surrender and be devoted. Yeah. Surrender and devotion.
I mean, we talk about from experience, and I can only acknowledge. I can only say, yeah, you're so right, Alba. This is just so true. Yeah, it's so true. And I think a lot of people would have said in our place, like, oh, this is not flowing, and we're so many tested, so this is not work. We're gonna go a different way. But I think the
Kundalini was like, there is only one way, and that is straight through.
And that's how our school
started. Through the obstacle.
That's how our school started. It was not even a thought like, oh, we need to do this school because it's so nice and blah, blah, blah. No, it was the field pushing us. This is the path. Yeah. And no matter what's going to happen, because you will have tests, we will have so many things on the way. Yeah. But the question is, how are you dealing with it? And we're always dealing with it. Always. And it's so beautiful what happens then, because then it's actually, it opens up a new door. It opens up, or you can say every level has a new devil, it's like, it's so true.
And it's about how you approach it as well. I feel like now when I look at all of the obstacles that we face,
is it from victim consciousness or the growth experience?
Or if you have a trigger, like, say for example, I'll bring it back to my trigger at the training. No, because it's not even about my trigger so much as it's about the experience of the trigger. So there was this moment, actually more than one moment. So it's a real trigger when it's every person seems to be touching on it. Yeah. It's like, this is a common theme. This is me. This can't be all of these people. This is definitely me. So there was this energy rising up within me about, and it started before the training, but it really got pressed on a lot during the training. And again, I wasn't that aware of it, but it was this trigger of being the hidden one.
The hidden one?
The hidden one. Mm-hmm. So the hidden one is like, let's say, an archetype that maybe we can all resonate with in some way or another. Yeah. It's like
being in the background.
Being in the background, don't get noticed. Yeah. And this is an ego archetype, right? Yeah. This is a shadow. This is not, the soul doesn't care about these things. No. The soul could tell you stay hidden for fucking 40 years. Mm-hmm. The soul could be like, you're going to stay hidden for 40 years because that's what you need to do.
Yeah. And then also,
but your ego will be like, what the hell is this crap? I've worked very hard to be hidden. Like,
why am I hidden? I don't want to be hidden.
I've worked too hard to be the hidden one, right?
Yeah.
I need everyone to notice, and I need everyone to go, you are the best, right? It's never about the moment that you're in. It's about something ancient or like from childhood, or it could be so ancestral. It could be something in your whole family lineage that you've been, like, who knows where it starts. But the point is, when I started to notice that trigger, and then and everyone seemed to be like, you know, the way I was saying, the field is speaking to you. It's not one person speaking to you, it's the whole field. And it seemed to be like everything that was happening was returning me to this same trigger point.
Yeah.
So I went and I was like, I need to look at this. And of course, in the moment, you don't feel it's the hidden one that is the trigger. I obviously uncovered that. That's the gold you need to find. So at that moment, I just felt like everything is
triggering,
making me upset, right?
Yeah.
So I went and I looked into this myself, and I got to that point of realization, and I went, okay, so the beauty of what you can do with that is, like, how do you, like, when you experience a trigger like that, where maybe you feel like, and I could already feel, this is why we're saying observe rather than have it take you over. Yeah. I already started to feel and see that story coming up where it's like, yeah, you're not good enough, or you don't need to try and be that, or, you know, all the stories, this is the wrong place for you to be noticed, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And instead what happened was I sat with it, and I got to feel it fully, and I got to actually observe it. And what came through instead was like, you're going to actually, like, be okay with being the hidden one.
Yeah, interesting.
Like, just be, like I said,
don't fight it, but just accept.
Be like, it's fine. I don't need to, like, be noticed. Because in the end, it is just a story, right?
Yeah.
In the end, it is just a story.
But and you are making that story
and
bigger,
it's the push and pull that you're doing then, because one side of you is pushing to be seen, and the other side of you is pulling you into hiding. So there's a push and pull, and so many of us have felt this, not just with that particular archetype. It could be many different things. And actually, it was interesting how the theme of being seen actually came to me after, like, yesterday or the day before in another context, and it actually, a lot of people in the training said how they really wanted to be seen. This was such a core wound for them. Yeah. And I was like, wow, this hidden one thing is really just reflecting everywhere, you know? And yeah, there was something beautiful just about allowing it to be like, so there's some alchemy where your ego really wants to be seen, but the alchemy for that is your soul is going to be like, so stay hidden until your ego stops fighting to be seen.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you want to, like, it's like you want to be Marilyn Monroe or something. And this, because you're so obsessed with, like, being the star or something, the soul is going to say, okay, so you don't get to have any makeup, you don't get to have the blonde wig, you don't get to have anything. You get to sit at home until all of that ego that's obsessed
with being
being seen is going to get burned to a crisp.
Yeah.
And falls away.
And then it goes automatically. You will be automatically seen.
Then you will be seen. Yeah. Because you're actually being your soul essence, which is the most magnetic thing ever.
Yeah. And you know it makes so much sense what you're saying right now, because actually I think the theme for this whole group was a common theme of resistance. Right?
The shadow of the group, yeah.
Yeah, and we could feel it already before we started the resistance.
The weeks leading up, there was so much resistance.
There was so much resistance. And actually, a lot of students said to us, oh, I almost didn't come because of this and this reason. And so there was already this push and pull. Like, I want to go. I want to release everything. I want to be seen, but also I don't.
I'm afraid.
I'm like, I don't want to be. And so that's something that's
was
in the
theme.
field.
Yes.
Like this theme was.
And we even felt resistance because it was weird for us because we were like, we want to go to this training. Why are we feeling all this resistance? And then we always realize it's something about the group that we start to tap into.
Yeah.
The energy of the collective field of the group starts to be shown to us. And we're like,
that's where it comes from.
This group have a ton of resistance. And then we got to realize, oh yeah, this is what we've all been tapping into.
Yeah.
But the beauty of, we can also speak about that actually, because we've just said they're like shadow of the group, but the like complete light of this group was how beautifully open-hearted they are.
Oh yeah, so open-hearted.
Like if you push through,
it just opened up. And
if
so
you don't
authentic.
let the resistance win, you're going to get this beautiful heart-opening experience that was what you longed for.
Yeah, and very authentic as well.
Very authentic.
They were all like, when they were cracked open, if you want to call it like that.
They were so themselves.
So pure, and you could see their little inner child, like happy again, like, wow, yes, this is what I wanted, this is what I was searching for. And I could literally see that in all the people, like, that's playfulness,
they had
that
such
uniqueness,
playfulness.
that hardness, a heart opening, and as well humility. Being very humble.
They're all very humble.
Very humble, but very powerful, but humble.
Yeah.
And that was so.
That's the perfect combination. If you are like gifted but humble, you're going to be okay.
Yeah. No, it was.
The only
powerful.
bad side to being gifted and humble is the comparison you will do. If you go online, you'll see 100 other people that are going so fast and doing so much better than you. And you're like, wow, I thought I was actually, I thought I had some gifts and here I am still working on it. But you need to like get rid of the comparison, shut off everything that's making you like trigger and think that way, and just go, okay, the soul's path, it's non-linear. I'm trusting it. An unfolding is happening. And like we say, if you just say, I'm okay with being hidden for a while.
I think, like you're saying,
working on it.
What you're saying right now is like opening up, seeing on Instagram or wherever they see it, like, oh, so
why are they not hiding?
Are better than me. But it's your perception of better, because you don't know what the story is behind that person. You don't know where they come from. You don't know what the process they're in. You don't know if it's even true what they're sharing. So we shouldn't never compare with others, and we should really, and I think that's also what we teach very, very strongly in our training, is that stay with you, stay with your own authentic self, and stay true to yourself. Don't start copying other people. Don't start to trying to be something else that you're not, because it will bite you in the ass. It will come. Maybe it works for a while. Will. Because I've seen it. It works for a while. And then it will come back and bite you in the ass. That's how the energy works.
Because it's not, And also, you need to be ready to hold what you're trying to hold. Because sometimes people do try to skip steps. I know I did it before my previous incarnation of, doing this work before, we came together and everything. Definitely, if you're not ready to hold what you're trying to hold, it will take you out. And you need to surrender to that. So this is why we say as well to people, like, don't be pissed off if you're surrendering to your own inner work for a while, because that's better in the long run. Because if you try and push and force through that, you will hit a wall, and then you'll have to rebuild again. There's no wrong turns. That won't be a wrong move or a wrong path. It will have been the lesson you need. Remember, never too much, never too little. You always get exactly what you need. And some people won't listen to the lesson unless it's a kick,
Some people
like
need
the
that.
old me,
some need that.
I needed to hit a wall.
Need a wall, and
I needed to hit a wall.
Start over, and
because I didn't know another way as well. I didn't know the path of surrender. I didn't trust. It's not that I didn't trust. It was also that I had not experienced the field. I had not experienced. I knew the concept of oneness, and I knew the concept of the quantum field, and I knew the concept of God. But I had not experienced it for myself. And then the moment I felt it, I was like, oh, this I can surrender to. Because this is real. But that's such a different experience from mentally processing everything and knowing all these things and like getting all the theory in.
and then experiencing it is completely different.
Totally.
It's completely different. And I think I always been more of a person that was experience things and embodying it. Of course, I mean, I have my knowledge because I always feel like I need more knowledge, but which is also not true, because for me personally, it works way better when I just experience it, because then it clicks.
You need to embody
and then,
it.
Yeah, and then you know. But I had the same with what you were saying, like hitting a brick wall. For me, it was not hitting a brick wall, but for me, life was always hard, always pushing. And I was actually self-sabotaging myself, or I was sabotaging myself, because I, in my subconscious, had the feeling of life needs to be hard.
Yeah.
So because I was always fighting.
So you made it hard.
Yeah, I was always fighting from when I was little. So it was still in my programming. So I made it hard myself. So that was my perception of life.
Choose the hard path, or you unconsciously make it hard.
Yeah. And now actually what changed for me completely while doing this work is that mindset of, not only mindset, not only mentally, but also physically and emotionally and spiritual and everything, that it doesn't have to be hard.
No.
It's what I choose now. What way do I choose? What roads do I walk? And that completely shifted everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, life doesn't have to be hard.
No.
Which I'm not saying that life is always rainbows, fairies and everything.
No.
Still, you will get challenges, but it's how are you dealing with those challenges?
And I think it's such a common phrase. I hear people saying it 10 times a day. Oh, but life is hard, but... They start the phrase, life is hard, but... And it's like, if you always say life is hard, life is hard, life is hard, and like, of course...
It will be. In the end, it will be.
Of course, there are things about life that I think hard and easy, it's like, again, it's like an ego perception. It's like preference, or this is my preference, this is not my preference. Hard is about preference, I think. When you get things that are not your preference, then you say life is hard.
I don't like it. Yeah.
Life is hard because I had a goal that did not work out.
Yeah.
Life is hard because, of course, there are things that are very hard about life. You know, loss, like when you lose someone you love.
Oh, yeah.
This is the hardest thing about life.
Yeah.
Is this interfacing with loss and death and everything.
Yeah.
And the grief. But again, it's like, if we learned how to actually hold space for ourselves and be with emotion and surrender to grief, would it be as hard? Do you know what I mean?
You mean, you know, like we were just saying, like embracing everything instead of...
If we said grief, take me again.
Like, okay, separation.
If I've lost someone close to me, grief, just take me and let it have its, like, surrender to
hard,
that.
Oh, but that's so hard to do it. But
it's so hard.
It's so hard, but it's, it is how it works, and it's easy to say, but it is how it works.
That is
and
how
we
it
both
works.
know, because we both know what is death. We both know how.
But that's what everything in our society is set up for you not to do that, because it's like, no, you should take medication instead if you feel bad, or if you feel sad, or if you feel grief.
It's suppressing everything.
And you're trying to suppress, so you can stay on a place where you never touch, where you never surrender to what life is trying to, like, force you to feel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of a...
Because
like,
we're afraid to feel.
Yeah, but if you see it, if you compare it with a glass of water and things are be putting in, the water will come out.
Yeah.
But also the things that are putting in will come out. It will go to the surface, and eventually it will be coming out, and it will be gone. But if
this is the purification we talk about.
Yeah, but if you start to put like a lid on it, like medicine or whatever, it will never come out. It will stay there.
Yeah.
And eventually it will blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some of the beauty of the path is if you say, I'm willing to experience all of it.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
I'm embracing everything.
No, give it to me.
Yeah.
Give me the good, the bad and the ugly. Like, let me, I am willing to have all experience.
Yeah. I think that's actually a very good point what you're making right now, is that we would advise everyone, if you go into a Kundalini session, just say that.
Willing.
Just say that I'm willing to embrace everything.
I'm willing to experience
everything. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Wants to be experienced through me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that is what the session is, a space for, like, you know, this is getting a bit esoteric now, but I did have this message come through yesterday. It was about Kundalini and Shakti, and basically it was like saying how the Shakti energy, which is, you know, Kundalini Shakti is the feminine energy, right, mostly. And what really wants, or what Shakti is experience.
It's a form.
It's experience.
Yeah.
Right? And actually it's the most feared aspect of, if we're talking about consciousness and Shakti, like Shiva and Shakti, everyone nowadays is consciousness junkies. They all want to be in the transcendent. But, this is normal, because even through thousands of years of like Christianity and everything, and like organized religion, they always, apart from obviously in India and Hindu traditions and maybe other traditions too, did have a space for the Kundalini, the more like experiential like energy to be felt, right, or to work with that. Most religions had no space for that. That was shut down. Like, you don't do that, that's demonic, that's you know, scary.
Yeah.
So it's normal that we would be so disconnected from experience, from being like, let me experience
it all.
Let me let me be open to experience what Kundalini Shakti wants to experience through me. Let me be the vessel for her to be felt.
Yeah.
Whatever she wants to feel, right?
Yeah.
And that, and then there was that thing about being seen, was like the Shiva is the observer, so Shakti really wants to be seen.
Yeah.
And it's the Shakti in us that wants to be seen and doesn't get to be seen. But that's the ego, is the perspective, like the ego is the one that feels they are not seen, because who is always observing Shakti is Shiva.
Shiva, yeah.
Consciousness is always observing you.
Yeah.
You are always seen.
Yeah.
At all times.
You're
in
never
every
being,
ways.
Yeah, that's so true.
You are never not being seen.
Yeah, that's true.
You are infinitely seen. So there is this point of like, when you allow your experience to be fully witnessed by you, when you fully presence your feelings, your experience, you are allowing yourself to be fully seen, and you're allowing Shiva and Shakti to meet within you. And the message I got was they meet in the heart, but it's like this bringing together of those two energies. The Shakti. Another piece I got about the Shakti is she really wants to rest in the consciousness.
Yeah.
She wants to rest in the embrace of Shiva, because that moment when you're in a Kundalini session and you drop into the non-dual state, you finally get to rest in the infinite.
Yeah.
The infinite embrace of your eternal love, which is like ultimately God, right?
Yeah.
And then I got the question, okay, so what's Shiva getting out of it? And I was like, Shiva just adores Shakti, as Shakti is Shiva's greatest creation. So everything in this world is a representation of Shakti.
Yeah.
Everything that is manifest.
Everything that's form, yeah.
So in a sense, on this perspective, everything man, woman, child is actually Shakti. It's not actually a Shiva.
Yeah. No, because if you want to say
it's a creation of Shiva, which can be a male or a female.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with male or female.
We're not talking about men and women right now. We're talking about Shiva and Shakti, okay? So everything in existence is a manifestation that came from Shiva. So when Shiva looks at Shakti, it's like an awesome like reverence of just being like, wow, what I created. Look at the beauty of life.
Yeah.
So this is why we say, sometimes people are like, oh, are you people on drugs or what? But it's like, you get to a point with this work where you're like, because you get that Shiva consciousness then where you're like, wow, life is fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Life is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's where it all kind of, all of that stuff makes sense.
That's also how it comes together, because you cannot separate those two. Shakti and Shiva, you cannot separate, because you need to form and you need the consciousness. So
it's the union.
It's like, and that's
the eternal marriage.
That's eternal marriage, or that's the expansion of consciousness, bringing it back into the body, and not always having to be out of the body, away with the fairies.
That's why it needs to be in here.
That's why we are emphasizing always on if we're working with a non-dual energy, it's not about feeling the bliss and being there and having the light and everything. No, it's about everything, embracing everything, the darkness and everything, because what you see when you do a non-dual experience, what you see there is a representation what is inside of you.
Yeah.
Right? So that's, you bring it back into Shakti, into the form.
Into the form.
And that's where it comes together. And that's just so powerful.
And that's why you're a vessel here on earth. That's why you're a soul in a body, is so that you can be a channel for the divine and bringing it into form. And this is why we talk about integration. Integration is where you take something from there and you bring it into form and you make it part of yourself. Integrate is like the opposite from separate, I guess, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
So you bring...
There is no separation. And then actually integration for me personally sometimes can really feel like literally coming back into the body.
It comes
like,
into your cells.
Like cells.
And it becomes...
like renewal of the cells. Like
an embodied
sometimes
thing.
I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? It's like literally the consciousness is coming like back into the body and upgrading your cells on a cellular level. Yeah. Like it's insane, right?
And that's what you surrender to then, because it's like, oh, really? There was a time when I thought I'm Alba and I'm in control of my life. And then I realized, no, you're like, there's this whole life, like the whole of cosmos is living through me.
Yeah.
And as much as it's living through everyone, I'm not just saying me, but like through you, through everyone.
Yeah.
But like when you get to that level of consciousness, then you're like, oh, life wants to do this particular thing through me, so I need to surrender to that. It's not really a choice.
No.
Of course you can choose and
there's
say
always,
no.
There's always free will, obviously.
There is free will
and
to say no. Of course,
important.
There's consent.
Yeah.
We're not saying, oh my God, everything that Spirit says do, you do. But there is something to that where you go, like there is this greater consciousness that is unfolding through me. How much of this whole existence was my small self's choice?
Yes.
A lot of it would not have been my small self's choosing, which is why my ego had to take a hammering and certain things I had to let go of and be like, no, you wanted that path, you were obsessed with that, but now it turns out it's this.
Yeah.
And this is way better than anything you could have designed from that place, that tiny ego.
Yeah, definitely.
So surrender to a higher intelligence. Sometimes I say that to people. If something is not working out for you, give it over to higher intelligence.
Yeah.
Say, I'm not good at this.
Trust.
I've clearly, like people say who like consistently end up with the wrong partner. I did that at one point. I was like, I'm bad at choosing. You just choose.
Yeah.
And that's how it works.
And it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny that we're talking about this now, actually, because this is going way deeper than, obviously, I mean, in our training as well, but it's going way deeper into non-duality and stuff. And it's maybe already a preparation. The field is prepared for the next
advanced training.
For the advanced training, because maybe, probably the people that are watching this podcast, they don't know yet, because we didn't put it out there.
We haven't put it out because
it's coming. It's actually full. Our advanced training is already full.
So we might have to, we want to actually put on a second one because we didn't even get a chance to put it out on sale. It's actually full already.
Full. But that's why I was just listening to you and you were talking about Shakti and Shiva, and I was like,
but the field started that on me.
Yeah, but I was feeling all this like truth bombs, like wow, and now it's coming through, and this is actually preparation.
It's weird, right?
Of our advanced training. It's weird, but it's not weird.
It's not weird, but the field started that already before the last training we were just on.
Yeah.
Where I didn't even realize. I didn't intend that, and next thing, all of the non-duality stuff started with me.
Yes.
And when it came to that day, I was saying to you, I feel like I don't know what to do. And you were like, oh, you need to facilitate. And I was like, okay, I feel ready.
Yeah.
But it started already before the week.
That's when you say, okay,
I'm handing it over to the field.
But
we didn't plan that. But the field already started working on me because I felt it from the start.
And I could see it as well. I could see it as well in your facilitation when you were facilitating. I could see it. I could feel it when you were facilitating on me.
Right?
I was way more in this field of like non-duality. No, it's not weird because it was actually a preparation of we've been talking about advanced
I
training.
know. And
now I'm
already.
looking at you like, okay, yes, this is another confirmation that it's the field coming through us and not us thinking about, okay, this is the next step. No, this is the next step. It's such a confirmation. So thank you, field.
Thank you, field, always.
It's so beautiful and so powerful. Anyway, this is a...
But hopefully people can feel from our excitement that this is actually...
Oh my God,
it's so real,
excited.
Because it's so weird how these things happen where you're like, we didn't even plan this, but this whole thing unfolded and we're like, this is clearly not us.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if I sat down and said, I'm going to get initiated into non-duality for this date and by this time, it wouldn't work that way.
No.
And I did not plan it, and next thing it happened, and then you said it, and the next thing we were like, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And then it unfolds into something else. And by the time our advanced training comes around in June, and we need to look at a date for the next one for more people that want to do it, but who knows what initiate. This is why we say surrender to the field, because it starts to initiate you onto things you didn't even plan.
No, and that's I think, Alba, again, going back to how we started, how the whole school started and how everything started and how our training are going, is obviously we have plans and we have a structure and we have a program. Everyone's always asking for outline of the program, that it's there. But it changes as well because the field is telling
constantly
us
evolving.
Tomorrow or today or tomorrow, or even in the moment. Remember that we did... what did they do? Trigger workshop.
Yeah.
We did the trigger workshop and I just got like, and you as well, we were there, okay, no, we need to now actually do something else completely different, where we were in the moment having a transmission with someone to get something out.
We needed to work on triggers in the moment, like alchemizing them with people live.
Yeah.
Didn't plan it, but it was super magical.
It was super magical. And that's when the magic happens, when we are just being led by the field and not thinking like, oh, we need level 1, we need level 2, level 3. No, it's just, this is the confirmation that this is the way it works and this is the way we should actually be following it. Because you, Alba, me,
we're
Eva,
not that smart. We're not smart enough.
Think about, okay, this is the next step. This is what our students need and this is what everyone needs. But then again, it's not about Alba, it's not about Evke, it's about the energy, it's about the field. And that's also why purification, again, coming back to purification, is so important, because if you are working on that, it's so much more easy to let the field work through you.
Yes.
And having that less of the ego like on your... It's still there, but it's
way more quiet now. It's way more quiet.
It's like... Okay, Alba, I think it's also a nice reflection on the week to think about something that really had an impact on you. Because if we look at our group of the students, in every training we have such different people, right? People from all over the world. And not only Europe, because I mean, obviously our trainings until now have been in Spain, but we have people from not only Europe, we have people from Canada coming in, from the US, but India, I mean, Germany, Sweden, the Netherlands, Belgium, where they all came from. Like,
from the UK as well.
From the UK a lot, Ireland. So it's like such a different vibe and such a different... we have men, we have women, we have everyone coming in.
Different ages as well. We have people as young as like 21.
Yeah.
And we have people even in their 60s.
Yeah, it's so beautiful to see the difference.
And it was interesting how we noticed how different people that were there from all different backgrounds, all different countries, all different ages, like, yet we were all just souls, like, because there was one point where I think someone was saying like, oh, what age is that person? And I was like, I actually did not notice anyone's age.
No idea, no.
To me, they are all the same age.
Yeah, and you don't, but you don't, that's the beauty of it, you don't separate anymore.
No, you don't see someone's age or their
background
sex
or their sex or their anything. No, it's like really beautiful. But I was just wondering for you, is there a moment in that week that you, with the students or particular students, that you remember that made a big impact?
Oh, special moments. Oh, there were so many, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, pick one, but there is a lot. Yeah,
there are so many. Okay, can I say maybe more than one?
Maybe. No, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, there was one extremely special moment, which is a student but was actually assistant this time.
Oh, I was gonna say the same.
Were you?
Yeah, but just do it.
Okay.
Say it. No, you say it.
I'll say it. About Arvin. He won't mind being named, I'm sure. For me, that was a really special moment to witness Arvin. Again, he had a hidden one kind of an energy.
Yes.
Right, of hiding.
Yeah.
So it is a shared, this is the thing with shadows, they're a shared experience. There's like, it's never like one person has it and the others don't. It's like, it's a shared energy in the field, right?
Yeah.
So there was this hidden one kind of energy that Arvin was having about all of his giftedness and all of his abilities and all of his magic and whatever greatness is channeling through him. It was just all hidden.
Yeah.
I mean, we could see it, right? But
that's
like,
the thing. I think
it had not been unleashed.
No, but that's a beautiful thing, because if somebody comes in as like on the Monday, we see the potential of that person. We can see like
we
right
can
through
feel
the
this
soul.
whole like powerful
It's
soul
there.
is there.
It's like
it's like a well underneath them, and they're like just trying to pretend like, oh, I'm just sweet and lovely, and it's like, no, mate, we can see.
Let's go, let's get it out.
Let's get that well out.
Yeah.
You know, that well of magic is waiting to like bubble up.
Yeah.
And then it's just like.
But we cannot say it because we need to surrender
it's
too.
a process.
Yeah.
But anyway, there was this beautiful moment of unfolding, and it was like whatever alchemy happened with the hiding and the hidden one with him, this explosion of like space holding took over, and suddenly we were in this moment where, because one of the Arvin is, you know, from Indian background for like, you know, his whole life, that's his lineage, and his obsession for decades has been this work with Kali, and now more recently with the male counterpart of Kali, which, you know, forgive me, I can't pronounce it well, but he was telling me all about that. But that's such a deep heritage for him, and such a deep study for him, and such a deep reverence for him.
Yeah.
But it was very, very, you know, contained. Like, it wasn't something that he was like spreading to the world, right?
Yeah.
And
it was hidden.
Something in that moment, that alchemy happened, and suddenly he was like, okay, the hidden one just got blasted, and suddenly he was holding this space with like the energy of Kali.
You could really see it in him, like bubbling up, like,
and he was like,
I cannot hold it in. I need to share
and
this.
And suddenly
like,
we were in this circle, and everyone, and it was this alchemy of all of like, Kali was so present in the room.
Oh, everyone could feel it, like.
All guided and held so beautifully by Arvin, and it was just such a beautiful witnessing of someone literally going from this point of like, I'm just in this small little hidden, you know, cute, like I think we said, like a squirrel.
Yes, yeah.
Like
holding it like a squirrel holding in all the food,
everything, and like was cute and whatever, and then suddenly it was like, you know,
stepping into his
stepped into his power, like big time, and still with such humility, which is what you need, I think, to work with that Kali as well.
That's the thing. He's so humble and like, wow, but so powerful.
So powerful. So that was a really powerful moment, and many others. So we want a big shout out to Arvin, amazing assistant. We love you.
Yes.
And was there another moment that stood out? I mean, there were so many.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to shout out somebody else. I'm going to shout out... Are
you going to say names?
I feel like I can say this person's name. I'm going to shout out Hannah as well.
I was going to say Hannah.
Were you?
Yes.
I'm going to shout out Hannah. Hannah was one of our students that did a second time around, and just the transformation was just so incredible and so amazing, and just
oh my god, yeah,
it's just
I
beautiful
remember
to witness.
She came in like on the first day. I looked her in the eye and I just could see the soul, and I said to her, I don't know, Hannah, what happened to you? It's Hannah 2.0. It was a completely different person from when she came in a few months ago.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's not that long.
Wow,
April,
it was April.
To now it's 6 months or less.
6 months.
6 months.
I mean, wow.
I mean, 6 months is not a long time in doing inner work.
A lot of things happen in those 6 months.
But that's why this work is so potent if you can surrender to it. But you know, whatever about her own personal journey, which is, you know, everyone is on their own personal journey, she definitely does the work like so much, and like really is stepping into her power in such a big way, but also like how that translates into her facilitation is just been so magical.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
could feel that so
like
powerful.
Such a next level facilitator.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be my two.
Yeah.
What about you? I've made it hard for you.
But there are so many. I think I can say from every student I can say something, because
Same.
you know, it's like they come in and you see them going, and it's just such a big transformation for everyone. But I mean, I have to choose, right? So if I would choose, I would say, I would say, can I say the name, you think? No,
okay, we can bleep it out if
I mean,
they don't want
I'm not
to.
going to say the name. I'm not going to say the name.
Don't say the name then.
So I'm not going to say the name. So this person that came in, having so much shells around, that's why I thought he was older than he looked. And then during the week, you saw that evolvement of him embracing, going back to this playful little boy, you know, like this, embracing that inner child and like embracing that little boy. And even when
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, and even when I had a session with him, it was like, wow. I could see, like, I could feel his lineage and his background.
So much power in him,
and so much
right?
power and so much shamanic feeling in there. And I was
also
just like,
so humble.
And so
humble. You would
humble.
never guess. Another hidden one. You would never guess.
Yes. So it's almost
powerful.
like he came in with this pack.
Yeah.
Like, and then undoing it every day by day, a little bit, like layers by layers.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the week, it was like, yes, you know, this little boy is embracing his powers. And it was not about
this little shaman boy.
Little shaman boy, because it's not about because if I actually say little boy, it doesn't justify.
No, but we're talking about the essence of someone's soul.
Yes.
We're not talking about that the person is like a little boy. Obviously,
no,
he's a grown man.
It was that remembrance of like, oh, you know, the joy and everything that's there.
Yes.
But then also the remembrance of maybe previous life, I don't know, but it felt like that, and it was such a powerful way for him to discover, okay, this is the way I will be facilitating, with more of the shamanic way of the drums and the things that I will combine. And that's beautiful. What I found very beautiful in our week is that we can see in everyone their own unique gift. So for him, that was a shamanic thing. And we had another lady, she was totally shamanic as well, like for sure.
And she was also a hidden one.
And also so, but actually everyone was so humble, you know?
Yes.
She was, I think, the sweetest, like, oh my God, but very powerful.
Needs to believe in her own gifts.
Yeah.
And this process, this is what's so beautiful about this work. It will, like, your gifts are part of what is being unlocked in this process. So those of you that are like, God, give me my fucking gifts. I've been working so hard. Like, this is what you need to step into.
Yeah. And there was another, I mean, I can go on and on and on, but there was another one. And it was, for me, I could see so much, like, potential in there, but she made a story around a thing that there was this anger, like she was the angry one. But actually, when I looked at her, I was like, no, but you are so like light and tingly and everything, you know.
Yeah.
And that actually came out in during the week.
Yeah.
And then she actually saw that, okay, that's the story that I've been clinging on, and that's not me. I can let it go.
Yeah.
And I can just break that pattern, and I can be that.
I can be my true self.
That true
I don't
self.
need to wear this identity of the angry
because
one.
that identity is not me.
Yeah.
Or even maybe it was her identity. Maybe it was her identity, but actually she embraced it, and she was not pushing it away anymore. It was like, okay, maybe it's still there. Yeah. It's fine. But then the other part of her came out, and it was just like, wow, that's like almost like fairy-like.
Fairy, yeah.
Fairy-like, you know.
Very fairy.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about when you're watching this.
I know everyone you're talking about.
And yeah, I can go on and on and on. I mean,
I could go on about every single person there, honestly, like.
Yeah.
Because it is such a transformation for us to witness everyone, and the part that I feel like, which, you know, it makes sense with people returning again and again, and obviously doing an advanced training, but it feels to me like we're all on this journey together, and like I want to keep seeing these people again and again.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I have one more. I
you?
need to share one more. That's actually also a repeated one that came back for the second time. And I could feel and I could see that she was so not nervous anymore, and so all the masks were off. Like first they were masked to hide the insecurity maybe, and now the masks were off, and you could even see it in the video that we made last time, and how she was now, and it was like, wow, you know, you're now embracing it, and you don't need to wear all these masks anymore because you're just so powerful being yourself, and you don't have to mask anything. So that just came into my mind. She was like, for me, but Alba, again, there are so many beautiful moments. We can do a whole podcast on this. We could do a
whole podcast
but
on
that's not the
transformations.
Point. That's not the point. The point for us in this recap of this podcast is like having that feeling back, and I can feel that. It's an honor to be a part of it
as well. Like when you get to witness people unfolding back into their true nature and loving themselves and being like their inner child coming out in them again, and waking up to their gifts and seeing, oh my God, I actually can do this. I actually do have gifts. Oh my God, I actually can trust this. Like, isn't that the most magical thing to be a part of? Yeah. I feel like, so magical. Whoa, you know, thank you, whoever has organized this, for allowing us to be a part of it. You know, allowing
That's
us.
why we're always tear up and like feeling so blessed,
amazing.
And we can look at each other like,
how did this happen? This is more than
is our work. No, it's not work.
This is more
it's
than
not
us.
A job. It's like it's a living. It's a purpose. It's a soul calling. Yes. And I think to go into that soul's calling, because otherwise maybe it's going to be too long. But for people that are watching this and maybe asking like, oh, is this training going to be for me? Again, training is not the right word, because training implies already that there's something that you need to be taught, and there's going to be a lot of information. Listen, this week of 7 days, it's about the true transformation. It's about soul surgery. Literally. It's about purification, you becoming that pure vessel. Yeah. And then all the mental stuff we will do in the online session. So don't worry, there will be mental stuff. Yeah, and also there will be some teaching in the training, but it's more of the purification and the transformation for yourself. So for everyone that's watching and thinking like, oh, but actually I don't really want to become a facilitator, but I'm intrigued. I don't know why I feel this, but I'm intrigued.
I feel a pull.
But then again, your ego is telling you, but I don't want to be a facilitator. I know, you just pull and push.
Yeah, or maybe I don't fit in over there. Maybe I'm not that spiritual woo-woo person. Yeah. You know, most people that come to our training are not like typically, like a lot of them come from normal backgrounds, normal jobs. Some people are definitely space holders and come from, you know, other training or other healing work, or they already do Reiki, or they already hold women's circles. Like there's lots of different backgrounds. They already do shamanic work. Yeah. But a lot of people equally don't. This is not strictly for anyone from any kind of background. No. It's about a soul calling.
It's about that feeling that you feel like, okay, I don't know why, but I feel that I need to be here. And for all those people that are feeling like in their mind, like, oh, but I don't want to be a facilitator. Is this something for me? Yes, definitely. And again, our students as well say, actually, everyone should do this training just to unravel all the things that are there, and just to connect to your true essence again.
Because to come back to yourself.
It will change your life. And I'm not saying this because it's our training, but it's true.
Yeah, so it's just to come back to yourself and like release a lot of the stuff, a lot of the patterns that have been holding you, and step into your like authentic self, where you're like, oh, I just shed so much baggage. Yeah. And I feel like I know who I am and where I want to go, and like
and
so
also
much
not only
that.
That's the main point, obviously, going back to that and remembering who you truly are into your true essence. But you also notice that you are becoming that energy that will attract more and more. So talking about manifestation, I don't really like the word manifestation, because it's more about creation. It's about creating something.
Conscious creation.
Yeah, but you will be able to create and manifest better when you have done all the work, all the soul searching, and have got rid of all the baggage that are not serving you anymore.
When your vessel is pure, you can manifest like that.
It's true, and we've been doing that. I mean, we've been setting intentions for the group. We've been setting intentions for our personal life, and it's just like, it's insane. Yeah. So
well done, Eva. You did a good job.
It was really nice to work with you. Very corporate.
Congrats.
Oh, maybe we should say.
And thank you,
actually,
everyone.
Next one is in April, the 13th of April until the 19th of April. If you want to know more information, you can
find it on
us.
our page. You can reach out.
Yeah.
So join this amazing experience. And those of you that are wanting to do an advanced training, maybe you've already done a Kundalini training either with us or with somebody else. We
not only for our students.
Just keep your eye on our email list or on our social media and on our Instagram, because we will also be announcing something more soon.
Yes.
So thank you for watching, everyone.
Mwah.
Thank you for joining in again. Bye.
Like and subscribe.
To our YouTube channel.
Just kidding. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
I just like when you say that. Like and subscribe.